Today we're interviewing John Stambridge, he's the president of KSI Costa Consulting Group, and we'll go over labour issues for European Union and non-European Union workers. First of all, John, how can I obtain my residence if I'm from the European Union and if I'm not from the European Union, and can I still work in Spain if I'm not resident?
Okay, if you're a European resident already, it's a relatively straightforward process. Anybody who is from Europe can obviously move within Europe and work elsewhere. If you're in Spain for more than 3 months, you should, by law, register as a resident here in Spain. The process, as I said, very straightforward. You just simply go down to the police station, take your passport, give them your address, date of birth, your parents' Christian's names, and then just literally file for it there. You fill in a couple of forms, a very small tax to pay, €6.80, and then typically they will give you residency there and then on the day. If you're a non-EU resident, if you come from Russia, for example, America, it's slightly more complicated. You have to register actually in Malaga as opposed to registering in Marbella if you live in Marbella. So you have to go down to Malaga. You have to take proof that you don't have any criminal records. You have to have a medical. Again, take your passport, date of birth, etc. But this process can take up to 1 year. Additionally, you have to have a job offer. So you can't just come here and apply to become a resident. You have to come here on the back of somebody offering you some sort of employment down here.
And how does a foreigner obtain a social security number in Spain?
Okay, this follows on from the residency issue that we just spoke about. Again, very simple. You go down to the social security office, fill in various forms, show them that you are a Spanish resident, and they will again issue it to you. So in theory, you could do both of these things in the same day.
Could you explain to us what a convenio colectivo is?
A convenio colectivo is an agreement between employers and trade unions, effectively. Each sector, whether you're accountants or shop workers or bakers or whatever, they each have their own convenio, their own agreement. Within the agreement, all the various minimum requirements of employment are listed there. So you would have the minimum hours that are to be worked, the minimum wage to be earned, if there are any pensions, holiday pay, what happens if somebody's ill, what happens if somebody's pregnant. So it basically puts down exactly what the minimum standards are for that level of working as well, and that forms the basis of the actual working contract as well.
And what is the maximum time for temporary contracts? And could you please explain to us the obligation to offer a permanent contract?
Okay. When somebody starts working, typically they are on temporary contracts. You can have 2 temporary contracts in any 12-month period. It doesn't have to be over 12 months, it can be 6 months, 3 and 3, for example. The reason that the people have temporary contracts is obviously if someone's just starting, they need to see if they can fulfill the position, if they can actually do the work properly as well. So that's why you would have typically one temporary contract. More often than not, you would then make that a permanent contract. But you do have the option as an employer to actually have 2 over a 12-month period of time. Now, what happens at the end of 12 months or at the end of 2 temporary contracts? You have 2 choices. Firstly, you can either release the employee, the temporary contracts have finished, so you're under no obligation to continue that. Or if you want to carry on with the employee, you then have to give them a permanent contract.
And regarding the salaries, could you explain to us the contributions of the employees and the employers?
Okay. On salaries, both employers and employees have to make contributions. Typically on your pay slip, as an employee, you'll see amounts being taken off. Two amounts typically taken off, one for social security, the other one is for taxes, payroll taxes. So effectively you're receiving everything net at the end of the year. Obviously you can see how much has been deducted from you. Then if you have any other allowances, for example, if you've got several children or an elderly mother living with you, you get extra allowances for that. So it's a very good way of ensuring that employees pay taxes. The employer's contribution, the employer makes their own social security contributions, and they act as a tax man effectively for the hacienda, collecting the taxes in and then paying that over. Social security is paid every month in arrears, and the payroll taxes are paid quarterly. So every quarter the employer adds everything up and pays it over to the hacienda.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
John, thanks. Cultural and recreational activities will be boosting at the Costa del Sol this summer. From our space, we will try to keep you up to date with a wide agenda full of amusements which will allow you to choose the best plans and places where to go this summer. To begin with, the 7th International Opera Festival from Marbella will be held from Wednesday the 13th to Saturday the 16th of August. Classical plays like Giuseppe Verdi's La Traviata on Wednesday the 13th, El Barbero de Sevilla on Thursday the 14th, Puccini's Tosca on Friday the 15th, and Verdi's Nabucco on Saturday the 16th, sponsored by the Fundación Banús, will be performed at Marbella's Theatre at 10 p.m. Marbe Pop will take place on the 16th of August at Marbella's Parque de la Constitución Auditorium at 9 p.m. The 5th edition of the Medieval Street Market will take place from the 14th to the 17th of August in Fuengirola during the day. Moscow's ballet will represent beautiful and classical plays such as The Lake of the Swans and Romeo and